15 straight times, incredibly, going back to 2020 here tonight.
Yeah, and including 8 straight here in Houston, one of the premier offensive rebounding teams in the NBA.
Here's Kuminga off of
defensively.
Jabari Smith Jr. on his first take. And so Houston comes up empty on that trip. It was interesting to listen to Steve Kerr, still tinkering with the starting lineups, his rotations in general, as Kuminga, full head of steam, taking contact, and a chance at 3.
Quickly in this series thus far against Houston, the first 2 games of the season, averaging 28 against the Rockets, and obviously doing most of his damage.
3 points in that win Thursday night last week against Houston, including that big basket late. Good ball movement by the Rockets. Get it out to Van Vliet, who's going to get him reset. Shot clock at 4. Van Vliet finds a spot and hits. A defense, Grant, that continues to be top 5 in the NBA in defensive rating entering this game tonight. And another Golden State turnover there.
Jerry Stackhouse on the bench. My former teammate is the defensive coordinator for this Golden State ball club. They've done a fantastic job this season on that end.
It looked like this would be a turnover. Jalen Green was out of bounds. True TV and Max, a first of its kind alternative viewing experience. The NBA 2K25 DataCast features 2K shot meter, badges, locker codes, and more. Check it out tonight.
Right up against this defense of Houston.
Second straight start for Draymond Green. That's been the other part of this lineup shuffle by Steve Kerr of late. Grant, they really want Kuminga to be a part of the starting lineup. Boy, what a finish. Buddy Hield has usually been a reserve. Top
downhill off the bounce, not something we're accustomed to seeing from him.
This is Smith lighting up the layup from deep. Smith, 3rd year in the league, as he enters tonight, just over 11 points per game. This is Payton from the corner. Misses badly. Van Vliet against Kuminga. That foot speed, a step back from the corner, no. And Golden State looking to push. Steph Curry coming in off his 30-point game in Golden State's last game on Sunday. An 8-point win over Minnesota. Draymond Green from deep. And then its last touch under. You know Steve a little bit, right?
Let's get some time with him.
Beautiful corner pocket 3 by. I asked him if you were a tough boss to work for, and you didn't. Knowing Steve in true Steve Kerr fashion, just had nice things to say. This is Şengün, nice little reverse finish. Boy, but look at Payton beating everyone down the floor.
And Ime Udoka not happy. Transition defense is a point of emphasis. An easy 2 to Gary Payton II.
Rockets enter the night, number 3 scoring defensive team in the NBA, and number 2 in defensive rating. Jabari Smith Jr. calling his own number here at the start.
6'10" with a high release point.
Curry weaving through traffic, going to get him reset into the corner for Kuminga. Kuminga's going to fire from 3, a little bit short, and the weak side rebound. Rockets beginning the night 16-8, number 3 team in the West, as this is a strip.
Attempts every possession. They give themselves a chance, and they can get their defense set up.
This is Kuminga, corner 3. Feistiness, Grant. We know what's on the line tonight. The winner in this game, each player on the winning team in this game is going to go home with just over $100,000 in prize money, and that number only grows the further you go in this NBA Cup.
What about the announcers?
Nothing for the announcers. A little bit of a $50 stipend for the announcers, but if you own your own plane, I was told that you don't qualify. Buddy Hield on the attack. Green backdoor to Hield. Good ball movement. This is Kuminga. And the Rockets looking to push. Up the floor comes Green. As we come up on the midway point of this first quarter here in Houston. Green's going to get it to Dylan Brooks. Some of the veteran experience that they brought in last year to try to help one of the youngest teams in the NBA. Şengün, beautiful. Şengün last year, 21 points as his continued ascension One of the big headlines for this Rockets team over the last year plus. 4-4 entering this one tonight. 10-3 with Kuminga coming off the bench this season, but clearly the plan they're doing down the stretch of the season.
Well, it's interesting too because he's playing more at the 4 position as opposed to a small forward position. And that's why Draymond Green starting at the 5, and they've been able to bring Looney off the bench, who's been great with his interior defense this year.
Shot clock down to 1, so Van Vliet had to work quickly. Golden State coming up empty. Both teams start to go into their benches for the first time. Lindy Waters on the floor for the first time. As is Brandon Podziemski. Buddy Hield misfiring from 3, and the rebound corralled by Brooks. This is Smith. Boy, what a start for him.
Last 10 days ago, he shot the ball very well. And Kuminga, that's where he's at his best. Getting.
Kuminga comes up empty at the line, so all tied at 15. Defended by Waters, who has quickly found a home in Steve Kerr's rotation this season. Boy, what a shot. Dillon Brooks.
57% from the field, and he's been deadly behind the arc, shooting 63% on three-pointers in NBA Cup games.
Second year with Houston for Brooks. Remember, they got him last year, the big 4-year free agent contract to bring some much-needed veteran help to this young Houston team. 19 points in their win Sunday in LA against the Clippers. Shot clock at 2. Kuminga nearly coughs it up, has to fire it deep. Turnaround 3. And that's a shot clock violation, an ugly trip for Golden State.
Shot clock violation.
Three-pointer from Brooks won't go. You saw Udoka on the sideline. Just amazing to see him, how quickly he put his imprint, Grant, on his Houston team last year. Going from 22 wins 2 years ago to 41 wins last year as Buddy Hield misses.
Elite level this season.
Here's Amen Thompson. Boy, what talent this kid has in his toolbox. Misses on his first take. And up the floor comes Kuminga. 3-point Rockets lead. Poked away by Kuminga. Boy, the sloppiness continues from Golden State against this stingy Houston defense. Rockets going to reset to Van Vliet as we hit the 3-minute mark left in the quarter. Van Vliet finds his spot. And Looney corrals for the Warriors.
And led the turnovers. See if they can get a good shot attempt.
This is Podziemski, no. And the rebound. Smith going to get him reset to Van Vliet. Smith backdoor. Looney blanketing defense against Eason. This is Van Vliet. Misses badly underneath, and Looney clears for the Warriors. Where both teams really struggling now.
They have nearly reached the amount they got in the previous years before head coach Ime Udoka joined. I asked him specifically, what did he do to start things off when he joined this team a year ago? He said he hit it hard from the very beginning. He talked about the win totals from those previous 3 seasons, 19, 20, and 22. He said everything they do is competitive in practice with shooting games.
A new direction. You bring in those veteran pieces, Grant, and as he mentioned, we just heard the report from Stephanie Podziemski, little mid-range floater in and out. Defense and rebound, that we knew those were the 2 things that we could control from day one, and that thing has just taken off as this team to reach new heights.
And you got to give them credit because with a young group, getting them to commit to playing defense and playing hard is not always easy. This Rockets team is certainly doing that, and right now we're seeing why these are elite defensive teams, because the offense on both sides struggling here in this first quarter.
Steph Curry. Looking back in the direction of Bill Kennedy. And now a little bit of a clock issue, so they are going to put a couple of seconds back on the clock, and now exactly 1 minute left in this first quarter. For this Houston franchise in his career. Aaron Holiday left open, misfires from deep. Rockets crash the offensive glass. They get it to Van Vliet, but they just can't buy one from deep. Thompson knocks it out.
All order there, trying to contain Mr. Curry. Although right now, Fred Van Vliet guarding him.
Kyle Anderson is checked into the game, working on Holiday.
Both teams guarding the three-point line very well here on the defensive end, and another unforced.
But they're actually a little better this season. They're top half of the NBA in terms of taking care of the basketball, but it's been an ugly start here in this first quarter. Their 7th giveaway as Thompson is bumped. Warriors had one to give as well, so NBA Finals. A run that ended in heartache for the Celtics. Boy, beautiful drive and finish by Eason. He was in the concussion protocol. This is Podziemski from deep, and that's going to get us to the end of the first quarter here in Houston. So Golden State, a team that has beaten the Rockets 15 straight times going back to February of 2020. They've beaten them twice already this season as Gary Payton. So 15 straight Golden State wins over the Rockets. They won that wild overtime game here in Houston first week of the season, a game in which they led the Rockets, Grant, by 31 points. Houston.
You know, we obviously are putting 2 on Curry at times, and our rotations behind it were on point. Our communication was good, and then our activity was great. We can get stops and get out and run. Defense the way we are, of course, to hold somebody, you know, to 37 points is a good enough job, but offensively to be a little bit strong.
A little bit too much on that pass to Curry. Back into the corner. This is Jabari Smith. And it's last touch underneath by 3. Dylan Brooks from the corner. That's no good. And the rebound tracked down weak side by Kuminga. Golden State 14-9 entering play tonight. Number 5 team in the West. Or check it out tonight.
And I know the NBA game in present day is about three-point shooting, but at some point, look, Dylan Brooks drops his shoulder, able to knock down anything from downtown.
A Golden State team that began the season red hot. They won 12 of their first 15. Here comes Kuminga wielding to the rack. 14 for Kuminga. It's a 2-point game. Another little peek at our FanDuel live point spread. And that thing is moving. Jalen Green hanging. Tough fall away.
Shot look easy.
Curry, cash money with that mid-range J.
And if you notice here, to start this third quarter, the offense clicking now for Golden State. Had so much trouble in that first quarter. They're scoring at ease on the offensive end.
Curry 30 points in their win Sunday against the Timberwolves. Entering the night averaging 23 points per game. This is Van Vliet. That's good. Hasn't been his night so far. Van Vliet, 1 of 8 in the first half.
That was a timely 3 right there. Right now, can Houston get pretty much whatever they want here on the offensive end?
Well, they leave Payton. He's going to launch. Three-pointer won't go on the rebound by Van Vliet.
Gary Payton shooting 16% from 3. You don't mind that.
Smith buries a 3. Season average of 11. Curry all the way to the cup for Golden State. Year 16. The ageless one at 36. Still playing at an otherworldly level when he's able to turn it on for Golden State. This is Şengün, faces against Green. Back to the rim, and it belongs to Golden State.
And you're finding like he's trying to make the team. Certainly there's a reason why he's been so good and so successful for so long.
Well, this is going to be against Dylan Brooks, trying to fight his way around a pick. Here comes Kuminga, full head of steam, goes right over the top of Şengün. The tip, no, and finally able to stick it back is Kuminga.
And that jump there by Kuminga.
So Jonathan Kuminga now starting to come alive for Steve Kerr just when they needed it. 16 for Kuminga, and that is Brooks. Here in the league, year 2 for him in Houston. After coming over in free agency from Memphis. Green, pretty floater in the paint.
And I like that. Şengün's
4-point Houston lead. Here's Şengün, little bump. Kuminga was straight up and down. Well played on the interior. Here comes Draymond, and Smith got a fingertip on it. Payton rips it back into the corner. This is Hield, and he buries a 3. The Warriors clawing their way back after trailing at 1 point by 14. Şengün, soft touch for 17 for the Turkish national. Here comes Steph, and he's headed to the free throw line. Golden State. Backdoor. Van Vliet.
Better finish there by Thompson.
Well, you just consider how Van Vliet, Grant, changed this Rockets team with his arrival last year. Veteran experience, who just seems to be the calming influence and the table setter for Houston. That is Hield.
That open three from Hield.
And the Warriors just keep coming. Boy, Van Vliet, the body control, but couldn't finish. The Warriors can take the lead right here. For Steve Kerr, meantime it's Hield. Into the corner, Kuminga, 6 to shoot. Kuminga doing his dance, extending, misses at the cup. Boy, Smith gonna get him reset to Van Vliet as we come up on 4 to play in the quarter. Van Vliet against Curry. Brooks, 1 to shoot, elevates. And Golden State, Grant, starting to tighten up its defense.
Yeah, not a great possession offensively there for Houston.
Podziemski, the hesitation pass, boy, gets it to Jackson Davis.
Getting involved, doing it as a collective effort.
Enter today. Trace Jackson Davis gives Steve Kerr just loving the player that Jackson Davis has become for the Warriors. Boy, what a pass. Thompson wide open from Van Vliet.
Possibly even force some turnovers. Only 1 turnover here this quarter for Golden State.
Kuminga hounded by Brooks, now to Podziemski. Shot clock down to 3. Podziemski has to fire. That's a long 2. Kind of an errant possession for the Warriors. 1-point Rockets lead. Brooks trying to post up underneath, has great position, making it look easy. We are inside of 3 minutes here in Houston in this third quarter. Waters from deep, that's good. % three-point shooter this season. Thompson out to Van Vliet, open 3 short. And Waters controls for the Warriors. Golden State, Grant, after the 14 first half turnovers, just 1 in this third quarter. Hield from deep, that's good.
Now Golden State falling back into a zone here, 2-3 zone. Understanding Houston has struggled shooting the ball from the perimeter.
This is Smith elevating over the top of Jackson Davis. Last year averaged a touch under 14 points per game. His offensive numbers down a little bit since then, as he enters the night just under 12 points per game. Houston's defense getting the stop. Here comes Van Vliet, a little bit out of control, and it's an offensive foul. But you just see this young team, the way they defend, the way they rebound, Grant, the way they play for each other. There's such an unselfishness with this is really first real big stage test. Jackson Davis getting green, but then this stick back, Şengün in spot. And so they feel like they've got unfinished business against this team as they try to continue what they hope will be their ascent.
And the numbers, they're on pace for 55 wins this season, the Houston Rockets, assuming my numbers are correct.
When you get your calculator out, I just get excited. Kuminga turned back. Boy, Thompson, the defensive instincts from that kid, so impressive. Tari Eason to the rack. Boy, trying to throw down on the Warriors. Nope, just joined us at 1 point down, 14 up a point. As we come on the final 10 seconds of the quarter. Kuminga, 16 points to lead Golden State. 1 second, Kuminga on the launch. And that's going to get us to the end of the third quarter here in Houston. Buddy Hield, City, the #1 team in the Western Conference. Here's Kevon Looney underneath Podziemski. And a little bit of a rare defensive attack from Looney, but they said he was straight up and down. No whistle. Green off balance. Misses at the rim. Şengün clears for Houston.
And that contest there by Looney. You talked earlier about 90s basketball. That was a 90s contest. I like it.
Şengün working against Looney. And
just the movement there, forcing the defense, a little confusion. And another easy basket for the Warriors.
Şengün, boy, silky smooth. And 11 rebounds for Houston.
Oh, so talented. So much fun to watch. My first time watching him in person. As good as advertised.
Here comes Looney to the rack. Ime Udoka quickly.
Easy pace. And you said it best, 14 turnovers in that.
Curry around his screen, loses Green in his wake.
Yeah, and that was a little too easy right there. Letting Curry get open is a big no-no.
Jalen Green unable to answer at the other end. Then Podziemski. Just fascinating, Grant, to see how this Houston team, this young upstart team that has been one of the best stories in the league so far, how do they handle this big moment? That is Waters. And Golden State up 6, their biggest lead of the night. Told you what's at stake. The winner of this one advances to Las Vegas and a Saturday night date with Oklahoma City in the
yards one-on-one in the paint.
Holiday hounded by Curry. Holiday into the paint, Euro step, no. Looney clears. Podziemski's gonna get him reset. Waters, as we cross the 9-minute mark. Looney on the box. The spin, no. And Tari Eason has it for Houston. Eason trying to fend off Podziemski. They get it out to Brooks. Who do they turn to for offense? Brooks, errant pass, trying to find Thompson. And that is the 14th turnover forced by Golden State. But with their offensive struggles the last couple of weeks, the one constant has been their defense. Steve Kerr is hot on that bench. Eason from the corner. That's good. Paris elevating Team USA to the gold medal win. Waters doing his dance, walking a tightrope in the corner. Brooks the steal. All by himself. And Houston. Draymond Green into the paint. Body bumping against Van Vliet. Draymond just too much. Think to last year's NBA Cup and the Indiana Pacers, a team that elevated themselves, got all the way to the championship game, and out-elevated them into the playoffs. Can the same happen for this Houston team? Another young team on the rise, as we're going to get a Golden State turnover. Every night it seems to be something different, with Kerr going 10 and sometimes even 11 players deep. Brooks into the paint for Eason. Contact. Thompson backdoor. It's a 1-point game. Thompson's got 10. And boy, you can feel the energy, the intensity between these two teams. Which of these two squads are headed to Vegas? Waters, buried player out of Oklahoma State. His second three-pointer tonight for the Warriors.
And Lynn, how about Draymond, Stephen Curry, and probably Looney gets back in the game.
This is Şengün. Boy, lost it. Saved on the baseline. Who wants it? To the backcourt. The shot clock never reset. Rockets never got it on the rim, so it's just
fun to watch.
Not only headed to Vegas, but the winner of this game gets that cash money prize of $100,000 per player. Everything that they're playing for here tonight in Houston. Thompson the swing, they get it to Smith. Buries a three. Golden State lead. And we come up on the 5-minute mark left in regulation. Kuminga Underneath, this is Jackson Davis, poked out. Podziemski, 4 to shoot. Waters from the 3, missed it. Van Vliet, boy, nearly got caught. Poked away, healed the steal. Golden State again, number 4 in the NBA in defensive rating. And they are showing you their defensive prowess here in Houston tonight. Kuminga, Thompson the poke. This is Podziemski, he will launch, and he sticks it. So the Atlanta Hawks dispatched the New York Knicks earlier tonight at Madison Square Garden. They are Vegas bound.
An impressive win.
Indeed. There's Şengün working on the box against Draymond. What a matchup there. Şengün, little body bumping. Green got him.
I'll tell you what, superior post defense there. Defensive play.
We are inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Green gets the screen. Curry against Thompson into the corner. This is Kuminga. Splash!
Stephen Curry, Kuminga, and Podziemski getting it done.
Şengün, boy, got Green to fight. Just masterful, and then the pull by Green. Şengün's going to shoot 2 free throws here on the original foul on Draymond Green. But Grant, here we go. As good as this. All that aside, how do they handle this kind of a moment? Curry on the launch, misses. Who touched it last? It's off the foot of Jabari Smith. So the Warriors. Green underneath, feeding the box. It's Kuminga. No, the tip. And he's going to shoot free throws for the Warriors. Golden State, as good as Houston is, as rugged as they are with their defense.
Full seal inside. And Kuminga, almost a three-point play opportunity as he misses.
The 22-year-old fourth-year player, averaging 15 points on the season. As we cross the 3-minute mark here in Houston. The winner of this one advances to Las Vegas. They'll take on Oklahoma City in the semifinals on Saturday night. Smith on a 3, misfires. Against Brooks. 2 guys that know each other awfully well. Now Jalen Green on a switch. Curry onto the wing, into the corner to Green. Shot clock at 3. Green turns the corner. Green, no. Didn't get rim, and it's a shot clock violation.
And a couple things there.
The drought for Houston. Who do they turn to for offense? Haven't hit a field goal in more than 3 minutes. Van Vliet, their veteran, into the corner. Green, and they got a piece with Green. Draymond and we are inside of 2 minutes left in regulation. Curry looking for some daylight. Gets it to Green, back to Steph. 2 to shoot. Curry to spin. Healed. 99-93, very similar here tonight. Van Vliet on the baseline. This is Şengün on the box, backing down. Green to spin, missed it. Green with the Rockets need points. Van Vliet from the corner, he buries it. Both teams have a foul to give as we come up on the final 60 seconds. Boy, Aaron pass. Green trying to get it to Kuminga.
Obviously.
Look at that Houston losing streak. 15 straight defeats at the hand of Golden State. Şengün, and he's bumped.
And right now, Ime Udoka upset. There was a little split act.
Have not beaten Golden State since February of 2020. Incredibly. Van Vliet. Here comes the vet. Green. Out to Smith. Too much a fight for it. Knocked out of bounds by Podziemski.
Of course, Golden State, stay attached. Don't help off of shooters.
Warriors are out of fouls. Şengün, beautiful hesitation. Different shot to game clock as Brooks chases Curry. And everyone standing here in Houston. Curry steps back on the launch. He missed it. Fight for the rebound. Payton. Poked away, 5 seconds. Boy, does Green have possession? And we are tied. Where you think to the crazy games these two have already played this season. Golden State early November blowing a Jalen Green, a 22-year-old buddy.